Yeah, I will. This week's video, we're going to bake some bread
in the wood-fired cook stove.
Well, first things first, I gotta light the wood stove. So in our house, we have 2 wood stoves. Actually, if you saw our video on our wood stoves in our home, we have 2 videos, a part 1 and a part 2. You might want to check those out if you're interested in wood stoves. So when we're lighting it, I like to load from the top. And that's just to get started. Once it's going, you don't want to open the top. But to light it, I open the top and I open the firebox door and also the clean out door. All right, you got some wood for me there, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah, I will.
Are you able to go downstairs and get some?
So I like to put some wood down in there, and then we're going to put some newspaper on top of that. Doesn't take a lot. You crush them up small, throw them on top. Thank you. Then we'll put a little bit of small stuff on top of that newspaper yet. That's probably good. Now I just need to light it. Strike a match, light the paper, and the paper will catch our wood. Actually, I'm going to rearrange that a little bit. And once that starts going a little bit, we'll shut the top door. This damper does the chimney. Need to make sure that's open. This damper heats the oven, so we need to make sure this one's shut. So this one's shut, this one's open. Smoke's going straight up the chimney from the firebox to the chimney right now. When it's good and hot, we'll close the chimney one and open the oven one, and what that'll do is it'll force it to go across the top, down the side, and up the back to find the chimney, and it'll heat real efficient that way. Starting the cook stove really is that simple. That's all there is to it, and eventually it'll heat up good, and then we'll shut the 2 doors here once we're sure that it's going well. So we're going to let that stove heat up. It's going to take at least an hour. It might take even a little longer. Basically, by the time we get the bread together and it's rising, it'll be good and hot. So we just need to check the fire and keep it going at this point. Hey, if you like this video, please share it with your friends.
Please hit like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell if you'd like to receive notifications next time we upload another video. And check out the links in the description below. It does support us, it does support the channel, and does enable us to continue to make this content. Well, it's time to get started on making our bread. And I told Denise that I would make the bread today so that she could go shopping. But she would have to give me the recipe. It's a family recipe that's been in her family. She's going to entrust me with it. The sacred bread recipe. Here it is. Well, she's the bread making professional in this house. And since she's not here, I'm gonna need help from the next best thing. That would be one of my daughters. Well, the oldest one is old enough to be on YouTube, so I think we'll get her. Okay, I'm gonna read the recipe as we go. I'm not gonna put it in the description. I'll just read it off, so if you want it, you might wanna write it down. Gotta get our yeast going first.
We're gonna mix the yeast, water, and sugar and let it dissolve for 10 minutes.
And then we're gonna do that in this bowl, and we're gonna set it somewhere while we do other stuff. So we're using 4.5 teaspoons, or is that tablespoons?
Teaspoons.
Teaspoons. 4.5 teaspoons of yeast. A scoop of sugar. What is a scoop?
1/3 of a cup.
1/3 of a cup of sugar. And 2.5 cups of warm water. It's not hot, it's just warm, like room temperature, right?
Yes.
And then we gotta mix this up or what?
Yeah, you can mix it.
Kind of like panning for gold. Now you just stir it a little bit, shake it around, whatever, and we'll just set it aside. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Okay, next up we have a stick of butter. 1 whole stick equals a 1/2 cup. So that's 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter. A teaspoon of salt.
A tablespoon.
Tablespoon of salt. 7 cups of flour. That's a regular flour, not a self-rising flour because we are adding yeast. Should make 2 loaves, roll out, let rise an hour, and then bake at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And this is the regular flour?
Yeah. This is all-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour. Not regular flour, all-purpose. I know how to put it together, but I don't know what it is. 1 tablespoon of the salt. That's a little more than a tablespoon. I'm shaking it off to get level over top of the stuff we're using. So we use sea salt. It's an all-natural sea salt. Yeah, that's what we use. I guess we put that in there and mix it up. Mix it up with my measuring spoon. You want to get the butter ready, honey? All right, we got our softened butter in there. Now we're gonna add the whatever it is, yeast and sugar mixture, whatever you want to call it. Scrape all the goodies. Hey, you got an apron on. You got an apron for me?
You can wear mine as it's pink.
I guess I don't need an apron after all. Okay, let's get started here. So we're basically mixed up and at a place where we're kind of done for now, right? We just let it rise.
Yeah.
So we cover this and stick it in a warm place.
We like to just set it near the stovepipe.
Now we need like, what, an hour?
Yes.
Okay. Might as well put the kettle on for a cup of tea while we wait. It's about doubled in size. So sometimes we'll let it sit overnight actually, and then it gets more like a sourdough. Usually that's for pizza, but now we need flour down, right?
Yeah, just like...
Just kind of put it everywhere.
Not everywhere.
I'm sorry. All right, so we pop that out right there.
Yes.
While you get started on that, I'm gonna check that oven.
Okay.
So our oven is heated up. It's actually at like 425. When you open the door on a wood-fired oven, you let out a lot of heat and it takes a while to recoup that heat. So I'm not gonna open it right now. When we put the bread in, we're gonna let a lot of that heat out and it'll probably be closer to 400 when we do shut it. So right now we're just gonna knead the bread. Knead the dough. Knead the dough. It's not bread yet, it's dough. There you go. Oh, that does look good. So you turn your bottom in like that, set it down. You cut into it a little bit because as it cooks, it kind of rises and does stuff. It just needs to stick it in the oven.
We just need to bake that for 20 minutes.
The oven's still a little hot, 425. So I'm gonna open the chimney a bit, let some of that heat out. So we're gonna dial in our air thing a little bit. It lets air into the firebox. Got nothing to do but wait. We can clean up a little bit. Oh, come on.
You got five.
Ah. Well, that was fun. That's one thing that you could do with that extra flour. Don't you put no more on me. All right, so our oven keeps inching back up higher than 400 degrees. So what we do in that case is we open the chimney and we close the damper that goes to the oven. And that stops the oven from getting heated. It's plenty warm. It's gonna stay plenty warm. We don't want it to get any warmer.
Working with a wood cook stove, you just have to use the controls a little more to maintain the right heat.
On our wood stove, we have the thermometer in the door. Opposite of most things we see in America, the larger numbers on the outside are actually Celsius, and the smaller numerals on the inside are Fahrenheit. Looks good to me. In case you didn't know, this little tool is just something that our stove comes with to open and close the doors. It's all metal, it's all cast iron, even the handles are cast iron, so yeah, you just comes with this. You don't want to touch that when it's hot. So here's the bread, it's done, and the one that I cut deeper has a nicer design on the top, the other one not so much, but I'm sure they're both just as good. It's just a thing for looks as far as I know. They're pretty hot. They're a little bit hot to be cutting into already, but I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, kind of nice to cut into these. It's a little bit doughy on that one. It's not bad, but it's a little more doughy than I would like. And the second one, of course, they are pretty hot. We probably shouldn't be cutting into them already. That's another part of it as well, I think. Second one, it's a lot better than the first one, I think. I love hot bread, fresh out of the oven. It's good. You guys want some?
Yes.
Let's put some homemade jelly on it.
Oh yeah, we did make some homemade jelly. Home canned homemade jelly with our grapes that we grew right here on our homestead. We made a video about that. You might want to check that out. Anyway, let's get some of that on here. Oh yeah. So we're going to try some of this jelly on here. The bread is not, it's not doughy actually. At first I thought it was doughy. It's just really super moist. And I would say it's done. It's just very, very moist. And we're cutting into it when it's fresh out of the oven. We should have let it rest, but we didn't. So we'll get some of this jelly on here. This is the best part of the bread. If you don't like the end, you don't know what you're missing.
It's crispy.
Homemade bread, the end I think is probably the best. That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You want that?
Sure.
You got one? All right, let's get our next loaf out. This is our big loaf. Sounds done. Looks good. Well, the bread turned out excellent. The oven's hot. We got more to do. So we're going to end the video here. We'll see you on the next one. We also have a new book release, and the link for that will be in the description in our new videos. The new book is called Our Handmade Home. It's all about how I built our house myself. I did have help on that, obviously. And the book is basically documenting, telling the story of how we did it, how we got it done, what enabled us to do it, the ways that we found that could enable us to do it, and hopefully it's an encouragement to those who want to build a house, whether you're building it yourself or whether you're getting a contractor, or whether you're doing some or most of the work or all of the work yourself, you know, whatever. We just hope that it'll be an encouragement to those who are in that process. So many years ago when I was building the house, I had thought of starting a channel back then, but I did not have time. I felt that building the house itself, I didn't have a lot of time. So I did make some videos during that time, but I don't think it was enough to really make a channel with, and it's definitely not the kind of quality that I would want for how-to on how to construct things and build a house. But I'm going to share some of that video footage in this video today, so hopefully you find it interesting, and maybe it'll perk your interest in purchasing the new book. But we hope that you enjoy these videos and that you would share them with your friends. And if you haven't hit like and subscribe, we hope that you'll do that as well. It's a blessing to our channel and it helps us grow, and hopefully we can be a blessing to you as well. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We put out new videos every week, every Friday morning. And if you'd like to receive notifications when we do upload the next video, hit that notification bell. And check out our channel. We have several videos just like this one or very similar. We do various things including hiking, biking, boating, fishing, builds of various kinds, mostly outdoor activities. Some homesteading is thrown in there as well. This channel is for the experience. We do these things for the experience of doing them and to show others how you can do it too. We try to be fun and entertaining while being educational all at the same time. Sometimes these experiences are done for the first time, and other times they're things that we do all the time. Sometimes we do things just for the fun of doing it. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.